Good morning. How you doing, Mallory?
Hi, good morning. I'm good. How are you?
Doing well. It's good to see you.
Great to see you as well.
What's up, Bernard? Where is everybody? I hope everybody got my email yesterday. Um, y'all did get my email yesterday, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
I did get the email yesterday.
Okay, cool. Um, yeah, so welcome, Mallory. Um, so yeah, how was your week, Bernard?
I had a great week. So, we had closings, worked out really well that actually I felt good that I was able to have my listing is my listing. The buyer actually was declined on their mortgage, and I was able to then refer them to my wife. And so my wife was able to swing the deal back around. So now I'm back on the positive side because I've got this little personal, competition with my wife and I on who's giving who's the lead. So I'm back on the positive side. So that kind of keeps me motivated in that respect. And I feel excited to be with you, Chasen, because I almost got sucked into a coaching type of arrangement. And I'm thinking, why in the world would I go and pay for a coach when I got a coach that's talking to me every week? So just wanted to say shout outs and appreciate being on Power Unit and knowing that there's so many resources out there that I shouldn't be looking for anything other than the great things that I have going on right here.
Yeah, man. Well, we love you here, and for sure, anything you need. Um, which I made a super quick trip down to Houston this weekend. I mean, it was super quick. I didn't have time to do anything, but I was very impressed at how far downtown Houston has come, because I feel like I remember back in the day, nobody would go downtown unless they were working, or they worked in one of those buildings, and now it
It's
seems like
just,
restaurants
yeah,
and all kinds of stuff.
it's changing. And actually, I've been actually I've been blessed with an opportunity too, man, where there's an EXP agent who has a listing in one of those areas where it's being, changed over. And he's allowed me to keep my sign up there on the house. So I'm getting calls from that where it's really good. It's a house that's overpriced, I think, but at least I'm getting the leads from it. So it works out that he's let me keep my name and number up on the signs throughout the week.
That's awesome. That's awesome, man. Congrats. All right, Trey, how you doing?
Hey, good afternoon. Do you guys hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm in the middle of Manhattan, so it might be a little bit loud.
yeah. We're here to win, but you're good.
I know I wasn't here last week, which kind of sucked. I was kind of busy a lot, and I missed the call. But let's just talk about last week. The buyer that I had before, he didn't come through because he didn't know the process. He got pre-approved and didn't know how the process actually works. And as I'm educating him, he wasn't ready. So he was like, I'm not doing it anymore. So I was kind of upset. I lost the buyer and it was all fine. 2 days later, I get a VA buyer, which I talked about 2 weeks ago when I was on the call that I was starting a VA business. And he's like, yeah, I just got the military and I need a house. I was like, oh, so that means you have a VA loan. He's like, yeah. And is there any way possible that you can work with me? I was like, of course I can work with you. So now I have this VA buyer and he's been approved for like $1 million.
Nice. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, that whole upsetness just flew away. And then I have the co-op that I was working on in Brooklyn. Um, I actually have a buyer for that co-op, so I'm about to start that closing deal, and that'll be a great closing for me.
How does it feel to have $1 million buyer?
It feels good. It
Yeah,
feels really good.
Yeah, man, you just gotta let these forces of nature and energy just work in your favor. You know, people, I always say that when clients fall out or when a deal doesn't work out for some reason, that's just opening up room for the next one. It's opening up room for the right one. And look at that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's
Congratulations.
way better, and thank you, and I'm way more happy than that.
Great, great, great. All right. Kiera, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I did the homework last week and I went to Fee Gentry's Impactful Agent Challenge last week too.
Okay.
So this week's wins for me, I got my new listing in escrow. I have one deal closing this week.
Whew.
So I'm excited about that. Trying to get my next deal. I hired a TC, stopped doing everything myself.
There you go.
So yeah, it's a good week so far.
So what's the next move then?
To get more deals, to time block my schedule for sure. And I think to, I don't know, time block my schedule. That would be a good start.
Okay, that's absolutely a good start. Definitely, I think that's in lesson 2. So work on that lesson. Daniel, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going, guys? How's everybody doing?
Good.
Doing good as well. I did a open house for a property here in Katy, listed over $1 million, so that was pretty fun. It was actually a pretty good turnout. It was probably close to 20 people that showed up, a few families, some people out of state from Pennsylvania. Some of them, they had realtors, but overall, it was just a kind of fun, new experience for me. I don't really do open houses at that price point. I've been working with this listing agent here in Houston. Before I had my team and all that, I used to do open houses for her. And so finally she reached out to me again with some new properties. So I said, yeah, great, I'll do them. And now I have the $1 million listings with her as open houses. And then she had messaged me again yesterday for another one here in Sugar Land for 700,000. So, which is good because one of my buyer specialists was like, hey, do you really want to get into the $1 million homes or the more luxury homes? And I was like, well, I mean, yeah, I want to too, but right now we got to focus on these other clients, and the opportunity comes, we'll move forward with that. And sure enough, not even like 2 weeks after she told me that, the opportunity came. I told her, hey, look, let's go ahead and do these open houses. These are C leads. It's one thing, so doing your open houses. Next thing, we got to follow up. We got to put them in the system. We got to follow up with them, and then eventually, once we get that first closing, I'm almost certain that with our model, we should be able to get more and more of those closings. But at the same time, let's not forget we have 10 pre-approved buyers that we need to focus on the weekends as well. So I said that's where our money's at. We'll transition slowly. But sure enough, it was fun. She went to it and she saw that was a lot of work because obviously their taste, their questions, they obviously came prepared. A lot of them already knew the area, knew the market, knew the price. So luckily I did my research before I went as well. She noticed that. She said, oh yeah, man, these buyers are way different than the ones that I'm working with now. So the ones you're working with now are, referrals, or friends, or family. You can just kind of relax, put the guard down. So with these other ones, you got to know, what their intentions are. You got to really read them out. You got to feel them. You got to be a little bit more professional sometimes. Some of them are not super professional either. So I said, it's just a whole different energy. I said, these are, C leads. These are people that they're meeting you for the first time, you're meeting them for the first time, first impression. And then, when we didn't expect 10 people showing up at the open house for $1 million, we're getting 1 or 2, and then it was kind of often on and off raining. So we're like, we're not gonna get a big turnout problem. But sure enough, she saw that. That was a really good experience. As far as the business itself, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 closings this month. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 closings this month. I did 3 closings last week. Then I have a new contract. Then we have about, we'll say about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I like 5 pre-approved buyers. So pretty busy, staying busy. I think we're gonna finish off the quarter, hopefully strong, meeting most of the goals.
Yes, awesome. I hope y'all are hearing all this winning going on around here. All right, Mallory, introduce yourself to everybody.
All right. Hey, everybody. Mallory in sunny Southern California. Uh, what else? I'm in LA.
Nice.
Yeah. What else?
So what's been your experience in real estate so far? How long you been in the business?
I've had my license forever, for 15 years,
Hmm.
but I've been actively in real estate for 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
How's it been for you so far?
Um, well, I think this year, being honest with myself has been great. So I think just being honest with myself has been good. But prior to that, not so great on account of not being realistic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's real, and I appreciate you sharing your truths. Is there a specific type of real estate that you focus on?
No, I'm open. I typically, but I've done more deals with income property.
Okay.
So usually duplex, triplex, typical deals that I do.
All right, cool. So Mallory in LA, everybody. Remember that.
Yeah. Hey, Kara.
Yeah.
Yeah. So right now I'm working on, okay, so I think as soon as we were going to Texas to your thing, I had just got a deal.
Okay.
The issue with that deal in the beginning was it's a triplex. The issue was the back unit was a disaster. And I was telling the owner if I were you, I would, get it painted, get the floors done, just update it a little bit because you're leaving a lot of money on the table. The owner said, no, we got a great turnout, not the numbers that the owner was looking for. So it was pulled off 11 days. 11 days it was on the market. It was pulled off. Got some offers in. Um, so now the owner's going to listen
Hmm.
and update everything because, I mean, it's going to take 2 weeks to update everything and then put it back on the market.
That's good.
And the second deal I have is a house. Uh, it's a probate, but no court confirmation or anything like that. So that's supposed to go live next week. And then the
Okay.
third deal I have is it's a house was completely gutted out, completely remodeled throughout. Beautiful home. So that should be going live probably like the second week of November. Yeah, so that's where we're at right now.
Okay, look, I was like, is there another one? Nice.
We're trying. Hopefully Friday I have another one.
Yep.
I did cold call somebody who he wants to move to Texas. He had his triplex on the market. He got a decent offer, and I told him those numbers were good. Why'd you pull it off? And he said he was worried about COVID and he wasn't sure what to do with the laws in California with COVID. That's the reason why he wanted to move to another state and sell his property. So he's still kind of back and forth. So I'll follow up with him in a week. So I'll have that deal too.
Nice.
That's the goal.
That's awesome. I love
Yeah.
it. Coming in strong.
Yeah.
All right. Trenton,
Hey, what's up, everybody?
how you doing?
I'm doing well. How about you, sir?
Doing great.
Let's see. So last week, I was getting everything pretty much set up. I started to go use my video, I'm not sure. I started to go look at properties, just trying to preview them, and look at investment properties. And I got a GC to come walk a property with me. And it's funny, like while we were walking, I was telling him how much I'd probably rent the house out for. He was saying, yeah, I need me a place. And to rent. And it wasn't clicking that, oh, now I'm a real estate agent. I should help this person do that. Like it took like the third time to say that. So I started talking with him about me actually helping him find a lease. So I'm doing that. And my friend, he's moving to the area and he's pushed up his timeline. So we probably start looking at houses this week because he's in town. And yeah, that's pretty much my weekend. I finally started forming my LLC here in Texas so I can get properties here.
Nice. What market do you work out of again?
I'm in Dallas, Fort Worth.
Okay, gotcha. Nice. Well, congrats on that. So what we're gonna go over today is two things actually. You know, since we didn't spend too much time going down the line. For those of you who are new here, be prepared. Every single week we go down the line. We share what's going on in your business. You know, we try to share good things, but sometimes there's some things that we need to talk about. And so feel free to use that time to your advantage. And then I move into a lecture. But as far as the lecture for today, I'm going to give y'all some closing techniques that'll help you, you know, close more deals, secure more listings, things like that. But before we get on to that, one big thing that we focus on here in Power Unit is getting referrals from past clients, from our VIPs, from all of that. And the best way to do that is through our process. So as real estate agents, we all do listing appointments, we all do buyer appointments, we all, you know, show houses, contract to close, all that. We know that that's our job, but it's those things that we do that are out of the norm, right? That are above and beyond, that really make the difference and leave that lasting impression on a client. And so what I want to know from each of you, and hopefully each of you have something, and it's okay if you don't, because you will after today, is what's something that you do in your business above and beyond that sets you apart? Okay. I'll start. One thing that we do early on is we get our people to fill out what's called an all about you form. And this is located in your Power Unit coaching file vault, but it's basically a questionnaire where we're asking them, when's your birthday? When's your anniversary? What's your favorite food? What's your favorite drink? What's your pet's name? Things like that. So that way during the process, we can have little surprises along the way. You know, if let's just say that they got beat out by 5 different offers that they wrote, that next time that we go to show to them, we're going to show up with their favorite drink or their favorite snack, you know, just to lighten the mood, just to show them that, hey, we really care about you. Also, that all about you form helps us stay on top of them for their birthdays. A lot of people try to get so digital, and you end up with only having what? Their name, email address, and phone number. We know that we want more from our clients, right? So by gathering that information like birthdays, anniversaries, things like that, we can continue to gift them the right way. We can stay on top of these, make sure we're sending them a card or an email mailer when it is their birthday. Okay, so that's just one thing. And I'll share more along the way. I'll share something in between each one of you, but I want to start with, let's start with you, Daniel. One thing that you do that's above and beyond for your clients.
The feedback I've gotten is, believe it or not, the buyer's consultation. I mean, one of our missions is to educate, empower, and then assist them in the home buying. So instead of trying to sell them on a house, trying to get all their financial information, trying to see if they approve or they qualify, I basically invite them to do a buyer's consultation in person or via Zoom. Normally, I used to do them at the cafe, now I'm doing here at the office. But basically, I just kind of share with them the home buying process. I tell them a little bit about me, you know, about how I got into the business, how I started the company, and then tell them a little bit about the home buying process, a little bit about financing. So just kind of, I think overall, just educational. You know, a lot of them say, yeah, my other agents or my friends have told me this, or, you know, hey, that was very informative. It was great, you know, it's good information. And then at that point, most of the time they, you know, call or follow up with me or want to move forward with the process. So I would say the buyer's consultation, I think it's a big thing that a lot of real estate agents out here don't do. They just send them to the lender or, hey, let's go look at this house. And then, you know, or they won't sell them anything without a pre-approval letter, but they don't even know why the pre-approval letter is important.
Good.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing that. So I told you all about the All About You form. Something else that we do is for every buyer, well, for every client, we give them free moving boxes. So toward the end of their transaction, we order boxes through Uline, ULINE.com. And for those of you who know how I think, we have a credit account with Uline, and it also helps build our business credit. But we order them moving boxes based on if they're a 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom. We have a criteria, and you know, people really like that, and it's also allowed us to be a selling point when we go and meet with buyers, sellers, even people going from rentals to purchasing, like, hey, we'll give you free moving boxes, things like that. So something else in our arsenal, our bag of tricks. All right, Bernard, what's something that you do?
So for me, I'd like to talk to the people about how the home will be an investment. And let's, get a little bit away from all of the aesthetics. I mean, obviously people love the house for the aesthetics. They love for this and love for that. But to throw into their head the thought process of this is really an investment. And therefore, if you were investing in a stock or something of that nature, you take that on knowing that it may not be always the best option. And so changing the mindset of having this house, if it's going to be your forever house, it's also a great investment opportunity for you. Looking at the leverage that it's going to provide to you in your future. And that's where I show people a lot of where houses are currently being evaluated and showing them the financials. That's for me the thing that I set myself apart with, because I've had some people that, oh, I don't really like this house and I want to walk away from the deal. But then I say, well, wait a minute, do you understand how much equity that you have right now? Do you understand what other opportunities it's going to grant you in your life to do other things in addition to enjoying this living arrangement? So that's my big calling card.
Yeah, so it sounds like even like an investment consultation in addition to the buyer's consultation.
Yes.
Awesome. I really like that. Okay, so one other thing is we have our worry-free listing program. And basically what that is obviously there's a lot of competition out here. There's discount brokers, there's these companies out here, oh, we'll give you an offer, you don't have to do anything, we'll buy it from you, all that. It's our competition. We're not going to pretend like they don't exist. And so instead of trying to always say, oh, don't go to that company because of XYZ, what we do is we have shifted and adapted to that. So fancy name for discounting a commission, we made it the worry-free listing, to where we give them options based on how much commission that they want to pay. And from there, we adjust our services. So our worry-free listing starts at a discount. So we have 3 different packages. It starts at a discount. And then the top package, which everybody wants, is actually above the standard commission rate. Okay, so it works out because we end up getting higher commission, or if we do have to discount for some reason, we're not overextending ourselves on that. And at the end of the day, people just like options. They just like to feel like they're in control. They just like to feel like they are not being told by a real estate agent what they have to do, when they can just go to XY Zillow company and get this and that. So the worry-free listing, it's a great little tool to have in your tool bag. We don't lead with that, but if that conversation does come up, oh, well, I didn't want to pay 6% and all that. Okay, well, here we go. We have our worry-free listing, and you can choose to pay 4%, 6%, or 8% based on what we can do for you or what you want us to do for you. So it's another little trick.
Hey, before you go on,
Yep.
can I get an example of those things? Like, is there something I can look at? I'm
In your
thinking something
power unit file vault,
else.
all of those are in there.
Okay, I'll try to find it. I can find it on Facebook, the Facebook group or something.
No, you'll log into the power unit coaching dashboard, and you'll see one that says power unit file vault. And in there, it's all the files that I'm referring to.
Okay, thanks.
Yep. All right, Mallory, how about you share with us something that you do above and beyond?
I usually offer the option because I have a few connections with contractors,
Mhm.
specifically HVAC and plumbing, which is always some type of issue with somebody's house. So I always give the option to invite them and offer at a discount because usually it's something with the water heater, something going on with the air conditioner. It's always some type of simple issue. In my head, simple because I'm used to it.
Mhm.
So I always offer that and offer it at a discount. So
Awesome. So do you have it negotiated with these vendors for discounted
Yeah.
pricing for your clients? Gotcha.
I do. Yeah.
That's 100% great. I love that. All right. Another little tool in our tool bag that we have is our Forever Fans program. And how we lead with this is we want all of our clients to be forever fans. So the Forever Fans program actually consists of a few different things, but the biggest thing that people love about it is that we throw people a housewarming party. And so when they close the deal with us, then we throw them a housewarming party. We get them to give us their list of contacts that they want us to invite. And we bring food, we do the invitations, we bring decorations, cups, napkins, plates. The only thing that we don't supply is the alcohol. And then we show up to that event and we mix and mingle with their people. What's so cool about this event is, we think that the center of attention is going to be the house, which it's a big center of attention. It's a big part of it. But the clients, they make sure that everybody knows that, we're the realtors that put this on and we threw this party for them. You get introduced to everybody. You're going to have a sign-in sheet there. You're going to do raffles, giveaways, whatever you want to do. And people love it. It's a great way for you to get more referrals. A few other things that is included in our Forever Fans program is that they get use of our office amenities. So for those of you who have an office, turn this into something that your clients would love, right? So they can book our conference room. They can come in, use our internet. They can come in, use our printer, scanner, all that kind of stuff. I'll tell you, nobody's ever really used it. We make it an offer for them to come into the office and sit at a desk, whatever you want to do. I'll tell you, nobody really shows up, so it's not a big deal, but having that convenience there for them, people love it. We also give other things. So we call them our value inclusions. This is our Forever Fans program. And that's home improvement consultations. So we tell them, if you're thinking about doing something to your home, remodeling, all that kind of stuff, we can come in there, give you a consultation on what's trending in the market, what colors are people using, what's going to add value to your home, what you don't want to do is going to be a waste of money, things like that. We do a free annual market analysis. I kind of think of this like a credit report, how you can always get your free annual credit report. We tell them you can get a free annual market analysis to where every single year we're going to send you a CMA on what your home is worth so you can decide when you want to sell. We have special giveaways. So we send our clients gifts monthly, and this is what we label as special giveaways. Even though we do it for all of our past clients, We tell them, yeah, we're gonna send you surprises all the time. Little did they know they're gonna get one every single month. And then we give them our preferred vendor list. So we give them a list of vendors for any and everything that they could need. You know, people that we've worked with in the past, people who are just big vendors, so they don't have to go searching all over the internet to find a vendor. So that is our Forever Fans program. All right, Trey, you got something yet?
Honestly, I think Bernard went into my house and stole my business plan. But being all honest, yes. Instead of me selling my clients a house and telling them like, hey, it's a great house, I also tell them that this is also a great investment. At the same time, like, yeah, you live in the house. I always recommend, always getting you your dream home. But at the same time, years later, you want to think about this down the line when you do have kids or your business gets better. You're gonna want to sell this property. So every month I sell my clients, or even if they're thinking of buying, like, hey, look, if this is a great property, a month later, I send them a market report on what's going on in the area and how Brooklyn on Manhattan is doing. And that will determine if they want to sell their property or not. Again, a home is an investment instead of just where you live at.
Yep. Awesome. Well, so that sounds like something that maybe everybody should consider adapting. And I think that that's really great, from a standpoint of starting that at the buyer's consultation and creating a roadmap for your clients. A lot of people buy properties for investment purposes, in a sense of it's not just their forever home that they're buying for the first time. And so pretty much sealing in the bag, all right, your home will probably appreciate this much in 3 years and this much in 5 years. You may want to consider selling at this point, or taking out some cash, buying an investment property you can make as a rental, bringing more income in. You're kind of sealing in the bag more deals for you. So that's a really good thing that I think everybody should adapt. Something else that we do is we have pretty much a checklist, a document for any and everything. One thing, especially when it comes to listings and stuff like that, with listings, there's so many moving parts. We got to get photos. We may need to get staging. We need to get repairs, all that kind of stuff. And we have a checklist for any and everything that we give early on during that listing appointment. We want our clients to know that we know what we're doing and we got your back for anything. So in addition to our vendors list, and y'all keep in mind, a lot of this stuff is interchangeable. We're just changing the name of it depending on what program that we're actually putting it in. Okay. So the preferred vendor list, that's what the Forever Fans program has, or we can have our whatever you need list, which people get in their listing appointment. Same list. Okay. So providing people we have a photo shoot checklist. So make sure that all this stuff is done by X date, because our photographer is coming and we want to make sure it looks the best for pictures. And it just includes things like, angle the blinds up, open them, make sure there's no weird smells, clean it up, turn all your lights on, no cars in the driveway, things like that, so that people actually know what we need of them. It gives a very professional look as well. And it makes people feel like you have done this before. This isn't your first rodeo. Okay. So what about you, Kiera? You have anything?
Yes. So I do luxury gifts
Okay.
always. It is a must for me. For my clients that drink, we pop a champagne bottle. We go out to Mastro's. We have a nice dinner. And I have a sales rep at Tiffany & Co. She does really nice dishes. And people just like it. They feel nice when they have the bag, and it's literally like $100. But people feel special when they see the Tiffany bag.
I'm so glad that you said that, because something I used to do early on for the women that I worked with was I would give them a Tiffany's gift, and I would just buy the stemless wine tumblers. I want to say they were probably, I think they were less than $100, maybe like $40 or $50. But they'd come in the big Tiffany's box and the bag, and it wasn't expensive, but that experience and the effect that it gave, it went a long way with them. So y'all should definitely check out Tiffany's. I mean, they're like crystals line, super cheap stuff that I mean, people would praise your name and take pictures and look what my realtor got me. So
They always do.
yes, for sure. Check out Tiffany's. All right. Next, Trenton, you have anything?
I had a question about that last one. I know this is a very newbie question because I just passed my real estate exam.
Oh,
But are we allowed to give gifts over $50 for clients?
they didn't teach you that in real estate school?
They said, I think it was like for a referral. I'm wondering if there's like a loophole or something like that. But it was like, you can't give anything valued over $50. But is it for like a client you can, or maybe like for a referral you cannot?
So that is a rule.
Okay, just making sure.
And I mean, it's probably not the same in every state. One thing about Power Unit, we have people from all over the country here, but you want to adhere to what was taught to you in real estate school.
Okay. Well, thank you for confirming, because I would like to give something nicer.
Yeah, but the biggest thing to remember with that is you're running a business here. And so do what makes financial sense when it comes to your business. And also keep in mind, don't do something for one that you wouldn't do for everyone. All right. Because I mean, with social media these days, and I actually had this happen to me, one of my clients tagged me in a picture, and another past client reached out to me and was like, hey, you didn't get me that. And it was a friendly little thing, but still it happens. And it was something where I was like, oh, well, luckily they reached out and they were joking about it, but maybe there was some people who didn't reach out and now think that they were unfairly treated, or I think about stuff like that. So do what makes sense. And my whole thing is, so I actually don't do closing gifts. I stopped doing closing gifts a while ago, and I leave that down to my partners. So my lender brings the bottle and balloon and all that on behalf of both of us. And most title companies that I work with, they provide a little closing gift, whether it's cookies or cupcakes or something, on behalf of both of us. And then I step in on the monthly gifting. So they're going to continue to get gifts from us year round.
Oh, wow, cool.
And that's my strategy with leveraging and making sure that I'm able to run things like a business.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yep.
But me specifically,
About the prices there?
I'm sorry, what?
Something about the $50, the gifts, when you do give a gift, like, how you have a limit to 50 or whatever the price is. But if you do it as a marketing, like, you have your logo on there, for example, let's say you buy some, and you want to gift them some cup holders and you put your logo on there, then you can write it off as a marketing.
Oh, okay.
Say it costs $80 or $100. If somehow you're able to manage it as far as marketing, then it would be a marketing expense. So now you're not limited to that $50 referral gift card or whatever, $50 to go eat some food, or you want to get something nicer, just turn it into a marketing item and then write it off.
That's a great idea. Love it. Thank you.
What was that other thing you were going to say, Trenton?
I was just saying, for me personally, since I've just started, I don't really know what that thing would be. I mean, I would say it would be something more towards the investing side of it, but maybe I'll try to figure out something more tangible, given what everybody else is doing. I like the ideas that were thrown out.
Well, here's the cool thing. You got 10 things today.
Yeah.
That you can implement in.
Yeah, that was great.
Awesome. All right. I want to give y'all three of my top closing techniques. Some of you may have heard these before, some of you may not, but the biggest thing when you're sitting in front of a client, okay, always keep this word in mind. Everyone likes to feel like they're getting a fair deal, right? Everyone just simply wants to feel like they're getting a fair deal. Now, let's dissect the word deal, right? What's a fair deal on a house? What's a deal on a car? There's no magic number. There's no magic formula. It's a feeling. It's simply a feeling. Okay? People can feel when they're getting a deal. You could overcharge somebody. Take my worry-free listing program where we have 8% commission on there, but it feels like a better deal. It feels like a better deal. They feel like they were treated fairly by given a choice. So oftentimes as real estate agents, what we do in these appointments is, and you may not know that you're doing this, but a lot of people, you make it about you. I can do this for you. We're the best. I got this. I helped this person. I did this. When you're sitting across from that person, it needs to be about them. Right? It needs to be about them. Yeah, you've helped a lot of people. You've closed a lot of deals, but you wouldn't have closed those deals if it wasn't for that person on the other side of the table. If it wasn't for that other person signing that document. And we get away from realizing that it's truly about the other person. It's truly about the client. Everything that we do in this business is serving the client. So from the jump, it can set you at an advantage by simply focusing on the client, making it about them. And that comes down to that key word of fair. They want to feel like they are getting a fair deal. They want to have that feeling across the board. They want to feel like, okay, this is the right person. This is the right time. This is the right moment. All that kind of stuff. There's no doubt in most people's minds that you can get the job done, right? We all have the same license. We all belong to brokerages with tools, tips, trainings, everything. You know, you probably all have access to a listing presentation, buyer presentation. If you don't, through your brokerage, you have it here in Power Unit. We all have that. So why would someone say no? Why would someone not want to do business with you? It all comes down to a feeling. Something doesn't feel right. Something doesn't feel right about moving forward. Something in me makes me feel like I want to talk to the next agent. Something in me makes me feel like I want to explore other options. Okay, keeping that in mind will automatically set you apart, right? Now, how do you move them from that feeling being negative or wanting to explore or not wanting to sign to you getting a new client? And that's simply, how good of a closer are you? How good of a closer can you be in that appointment? The license that you got, the license was a salesperson license. Okay, you got to pay to be a realtor to get that distinguished, to be able to carry that name. You got to pay the National Association of Realtors to be able to get that. But that test that you passed made you a salesperson. But one thing about real estate agents is most of them don't know how to sell. You don't know how to sell. Just closing on that house doesn't mean you know how to sell. Do you know how to pull someone off the ledge? Do you know how to make them go from a no to a yes? That's a selling ability. How good of a closer are you really? Okay, I've talked about some of these techniques, well, pretty much all of these techniques with my personal real estate team. But one thing that you want to put in your bag of tricks is something called mirroring. Mirroring, and I'm gonna talk about that in just a second. But I want to make sure you know, and you've probably heard this quote before, that most times a no really means not right now. Okay, I actually like when people tell me no. Why? Because it gives me a chance to overcome the objections. How many of you has a lead told you, yes, yeah, we can meet on Friday at 2 p.m. and then Thursday they cancel or they reschedule or something comes up? It happens all the time. I would rather them tell me that they don't think that it's a good idea to meet with me or no, and give me an opportunity to work that. Give me an opportunity to negotiate. Give me an opportunity to close them on that appointment so that when we meet, at least I've gotten over some of them hesitations. Or when we meet, they're not telling me they're meeting with 4 or 5 other realtors. Okay, give me that opportunity to set you at ease. And one of those is mirroring. So simply put, mirroring is taking a word that someone says and just repeating it back to them. Okay, it's just repeating them back to them. A word or a statement. So as an example, let's just say I'm on the phone with someone and they say, no, I don't think it's the right time. And I simply say back to them, right time. What is that going to do? It's going to make them elaborate. It's going to make them talk about right time. Yeah, you know, because I got this and this and this. Okay. Simply put, that's what mirroring is. Okay. Now mirroring, once you're in front of somebody, other things come into play, body language, you know, they pick up a cup, you pick up a cup, things like that, all that NLP stuff that I talk about. But while you're closing them, one simple mirroring technique is just repeating a statement back to them. What your job is and what you're getting from this is you're getting them to open up. You're getting them to open up because you need to get to the root of what the problem is. You can't solve the problem as a salesperson if you don't know what it is. You can't help someone if you don't know what's hurting them. So this is something simple that you can do to get them talking. Okay, using that same example, I say, right time. They say, yeah, my kids are going to school, plus the house needs a lot of repairs. I'll do it again. Repairs? Yeah, I need to get a new XYZ and you know, I need a new refrigerator. Well, we know as agents, the refrigerator is not going to add or take away from the value of your home. Or you could be like Mallory, once they say that, oh, well, did you know that I have a list of vendors that give you a discount for any repairs that you need? Bam, you're solving one of their problems. Oh, you do? You have a list? That would be very valuable to me. Yeah, I want to meet with you. And you said a discount on top of that? Okay. You've opened that up. But if you would have just left that alone at, no, it's not the right time. Okay, here's what most people do. It's not the right time. Well, when do you think would be better? Next Friday? And they're like, no. Well, Monday at 2 p.m. That's what those BS scripts teach.
Yeah.
With Monday at 2 p.m. work better? No, get off my phone. It's not going to work. Click. Instead, get them to open up. Get them to open up, because most times when somebody tells you it's not the right time, right? We all have 24 hours in a day, 7 days a week. They could find time if they really wanted to do it. But you don't really know what the real problem is. Okay, so try that technique. Try that when you're trying to close an appointment, when you're trying to close them on a certain house. Have anybody ever had a client pass up a house that you knew and they end up finding out was the perfect house for them? Somebody else ended up getting it, right? They said, oh no, we want to keep looking. And then a couple weeks later, they're like, oh, we should have got that other house. When you knew that was a house for them at that time, right? You weren't being a salesperson. If you knew that that was a house for them, you should have sold it to them. You should have sold it. You're a salesperson, remember. Okay, so mirroring. Another one, using the statement it, using the word it. Pairing that word it with that feeling of theirs. It seems is a very common one that I use. It seems like there's some hesitation. This works great at that table, at that listing appointment table, or at the buyer's consultation when you're pulling out that paperwork trying to get them to sign. It seems like you're not comfortable. Okay, I'll tell you 9 times out of 10, when you say it seems like you're not comfortable, they're gonna say, no, I'm comfortable. It's just XYZ. Okay, this is opening up. This is giving you something that you can now talk about. It seems like you still have questions. It seems like you don't think I'm the right one for the job. Who's bold enough to say something like that? I'll tell you, one thing about people is they're not very bold. A lot of people these days, they're programmed. They don't know how to speak for themselves. They don't know how to act for themselves. They have to have somebody tell them what to do. They're not bold. They're not confident. So when you're throwing out there bold statements like that, you're skilled. You're elevating yourself. You're getting people to open up in a different way. You're pulling information out of them, but they're not going to take you as a threat. Okay, because you're just making a simple statement. It seems like you don't think I'm the right one for the job. And then they're gonna be, no, you're right. You're very nice. It's just I've only interviewed you and I still have 3 other appointments set up. Okay, now where would I go from that? I'll tell you where most agents go, because they teach these in the scripts. Oh, well, I can call those people and cancel the appointment for you. Please don't ever say that.
What?
Please don't ever say that. No, follow it with the question. Follow it with another question. Your job, your selling technique is to get people to open up more. Oh, is it something that you were hoping to see that I didn't show you today? Is there something that you feel like could be missing? Asking questions, getting them to open up, you're getting to the root of the problem. We know how people are. If they don't want somebody in their house, they won't answer the door. They'll dodge the phone calls. Nobody is obligated to let somebody in their house. Right? They're using that as an excuse. And your salesperson job is to get to the bottom of it, find out what that true root problem is. The best way to do that is asking questions. Asking questions. Get people to tell you no. Get people to feel a little uncomfortable. This gives you that opportunity, because I'll tell you this. If it doesn't come up now, it's going to come up later. It's going to come up later. You'll be weeks during the transaction. They're going to be sitting there thinking, I should have had those other appointments with those other realtors. Okay. Get to the chase up front. Okay. This is a great closing line, right? So let's follow this one up with, oh, I haven't met with other realtors yet, because you said it seems like you're not ready to sign, or it seems like whatever, XYZ, whatever their objection is. Okay. It's not about you reaching in your bag saying, yeah, I got a discount, or yeah, oh, we got this. Look at page 5 and read all this on here. No. If I could, would you, is your statement. If I could, would you? All right. So they want to meet with other realtors because they don't know how to say no. They're not bold enough. They're not confident enough. If I could get those appointments canceled, would you sign right now? Would you give me a shot? Would you work together with me to get your home sold? If I could get you a lower commission, would you? If I could get you this value that you want, would you? Okay, this line is very powerful. It's not just a closing line for you. What it's doing for them is it's giving them a feeling of control. Okay, it's giving them that feeling of them having options, them making that decision. Well, yeah, if you could do that, then yeah, I don't see why not. Use this as many times as you have to. Okay, because you want to take that objection gap from being this big to this big. Okay, you're not saying, yes, I can, I'll certainly do that. Oh yeah, we do that anyway. Because then you're like, oh, well, Daniel, why didn't you tell me this before? Oh, what else are you holding back? Wait, now are you lying? Well, you're kind of lying by omission. How many more times is it going to happen in the future? You know how people are. Okay. So if I could, would you break those layers down? Break those layers down. Your biggest tool in the toolbox is asking questions. Always keep that in mind. Always keep that in mind. From the start of an appointment, I go in with the question. Others, what do? Oh, well, let's go sit at the table. Here's my listing presentation book. Here's everything about me, what we do, how we do it, why we're great, how much we've sold, what we're going to do next, all that. It's like, okay, well, that's great. That's great. Great job. I'm glad you've been very accomplished in your real estate career, and I'm glad that you've sold a lot. Versus me, I sit at that table. I don't even pull out the book. I have it sitting on the table. They can see it. Most times I don't even open it. My first question is, what's most important to you when selling your home? Obviously, I'm here for a listing appointment. What's most important to you? I want to find out, what are you looking for out of this appointment? What are you hoping to see? Oh, well, what's most important to me? I just want someone who can get it sold for top dollar and get it sold quickly. Bam. All right. Well, we're going to talk about time and money. Okay. This person may not care how you do it, what you have to do. They just want it sold quickly and for top dollar. That's where our conversation's going. Oh, well, what's most important to me is someone who communicates and bam. Guess what? My phone is on me all the time. All the time. I got you. We're going to communicate. Here's how I communicate. I do an update call every single Tuesday. You're going to hear what's going on with your property. I've already gotten updates from lender, title, everybody involved. So that way I can bring to you a well-rounded update. If something comes up during the week, you're going to be the first one to notify it. But I realize that your time is important, so I won't bother you unless I need to. Bam. We seal that. What's next? Trust me, I got something for everything, but I'm only attacking that stuff that's important to them. Think about how you would feel if you sat in an appointment for a sale, whether you were buying a car, a house, anything, and they talked about everything but what you wanted them to talk about. You would be so annoyed. So one question can unlock how your whole appointment goes. That one question from the beginning. And this is how you close. This is how you close, because you ask questions the whole time. When you're going in to close them, closing is not about what you can do, because obviously you can do it. You're sitting in front of them. You have a track record. Your job is to overcome any objection that that person has. Okay, because at the end of the day, once you do that, that's going to give them that feeling of confidence. That's going to give them that feeling of not needing to look anywhere else, knowing that you're the right person for the job. But you will not know what you need to talk about unless you ask those questions. All right. So we got the mirroring, we got the it seems, and if I could, would you? Make it fair. Make it fair. That's our key word. Make it fair. They want to feel like they are getting a fair deal. All right. Any questions? How you feeling over there, Mallory?
I'm elated. You have no idea. In a short amount of time, just all of, I don't even know what to say.
I got you. I got you.
I
All
can relax my shoulders.
Good. Use this stuff, y'all. I promise you it works. I promise you it works. All right. Well, if there are no other questions, let me check the chat just to make sure. Okay, great. So I will see y'all next week. Make it a successful one.
Thanks, Jason. This is great.